I wanted to do a video for anybody that's sitting on the fence, making up excuses into why they can't start their business. They can't start because they need to drop out of college first. They can't start because they need to quit. They can't start because they need to raise financing. All of that is bullshit, and here's what I think. So this video is for anybody at the moment that has an idea and they're wondering how they get started. So my advice to you is if you have an idea and say you're in the middle of college or say you're in the middle of work, don't stop college and don't stop work. Plan out that idea in your own time. So if it's out of hours, in the evenings or at the weekends, plan it out and keep planning it out. And don't be afraid to bash it off a couple of close friends. Don't be afraid that they'll steal your idea. Talk it through with them and refine it. Because oftentimes when people jump into an idea, in the first couple of months, it chops and changes so much that they'd be far, far better off and a far more efficient use of time is to take a step back first, plan things out before you get started. Now, when you're starting, just because you're starting your new business, it doesn't mean you have to quit college like that, and it certainly doesn't mean you have to quit your job. You should hold your job, you should hold your college course, and you should start slowly. See what works, and phase up the investment of time in proportion to the reward you're getting back. Does that make sense? So as the work that you're doing out of hours is starting to show fruits and starting to give a really nice return, that's when you start looking long and hard at your college course or your job and thinking, actually, should I be in this job, considering I'm making more money out of hours than I am while I'm working here? That's when you consider quitting the job and going all in to the work that your business idea. Similarly speaking with college, look, there's a lot of fun to be had in college. And although people bitch and moan about the distraction of college and it might be slowing down, regardless of what you're learning in your college course, you're having a lot of fun and you're building up some really, really strong friendships. So don't discount that when you're weighing up whether or not you should pull out of college and jump straight into your idea. Now, as your idea is starting to take weight, or even if you're considering before you get started with the idea of getting a loan, my only advice is don't get a loan and don't get an investment. Ideally speaking, try and start whatever it is that you want to do off your own back. Fact is, when you start in business, you make mistakes. You chop, you turn, you twist. And when you're getting investment in those first couple of months and you're dealing with all those chops and changes, you're going to waste a lot of money if you've got it. If you don't have it, you don't have it to waste or to lose. So what I would strongly urge is in those first formative few months, and God, that'd stretch the whole way to the first year, don't complicate things by taking on money which allows you make certain mistakes or waste certain amounts of money. If you don't have it, you can't lose it. So get your business up and running without funding and without loans and without support. And then as it's gaining traction and as it's starting to make a lot more sense and as it's becoming much more structured and formalized, then consider finance if that's something that's a necessity and if that's something that will very clearly multiply what you're onto. But I see so many people and they won't start business until they've got a funding, or they think it's so essential that they need to get a loan for this and a loan for that. And 6 months later they realize, oh feck, I didn't actually need money for that. But those debts stick with you. And those debts are so compromising and those debts are so heavy. It is so easy to loan money. It is so hard to pay it back. And as your business is progressing and as you're in a position where you have a bit of spare cash that I suppose you can service debts, well, you have to think of the opportunity cost of that. It's tough taking that money out of your business and giving it to somebody else. If you were putting that back into your business, you'd be multiplying its growth. Now, I know the obvious question there is, well, if you didn't get the investment in the first place, you wouldn't be there. But for so many entrepreneurs that I talk to, when I ask them about the initial investment that they got, they say, oh yeah, we completely wasted that money. Or yeah, we used that financing, but actually, to be honest, we changed or we pivoted and we ended up doing something else. And by the time we were doing that something else, we actually didn't even have the investment. We'd already spent it all, but we did this one off our backs. So you can start businesses without financing up front. And I think it's so important to go into business with that attitude, initially speaking. Now, as I said, I'm not saying don't get financing once your business is formalized, structured, strategized, and it's really clearly evident that if you put X in, you'll get Y out. But to start lean, start raw. I think that's where you make the best decisions, when your back is up against the wall. And I think it's a really nice mentality to start into business where you're not flush. You have to make every cent count. So you're really hands-on and you're really deliberate with every decision you make. Everything is a necessity. So anyway, bit of a fucking rant there on the debt side of things, but if you're watching on and you're planning out your business, you're probably wondering, look, how do I start? And for some people, they think it's an essential thing that they get money up front. It's not essential. There are numerous businesses that you can start without any money up front.